So, good afternoon. Second year Bcom Computer Applications, semester 4, programming in C and C++. Programming in C and C++. Similarly, first year BA Computer Applications, semester 1, programming in C. Fundamentals of C language are programming in C, basics of C, introduction of C, like that. So, we start with the beginning with the fundamentals or basics of C language. So, what is the objective of this PPT is understanding the basic structure of a C program, how to compile, run and execute a C program, what are keywords, different types of keywords used in C, what are the different data types, variables, constants, operators and expressions in C, understanding the operator precedence and association operators, different types of operators in C, type conversions in C. All these we are going to discuss. So, key is a C language is developed by Dennis Ritchie in Dell Labs 1970. Today, C is a high-level language which also provides the capabilities that enable the programmers to get in close with hardware, and generally C language is used for writing programs for hardware and gaming, like that, gaming programs like that. So, what are keywords? Keywords are reserved words. Keywords are generally used for reserved words, means they have some specific, they can be used for a specific uses only, or they can be defined for a specific purposes or for specific uses only. They have special meanings, and generally they are restricted to use as a normal variable. So, different terms are used like assembler, associativity, next compiler, constant, data types, debugger, identifier. All these are different terms. IDE, identifier, keyword, linker, preprocessor, token, word. All these are reserved words. We may discuss one by one here. So, what is assembler? Assembler is a software that creates object code to convert high-level programming language into object code or machine language by using a software called assembler. It is one of the translator or translator software. Compiler is another software. It is also a translator. It is they are also called as system softwares. They simply convert a high-level program written in C language into corresponding object code. What is a constant? A constant is an entity that doesn't change its value during program execution. What are data types? The type or data type of a variable determines a set of values that the variable might take and a set of operators that can be applied to those values. Means data types are used to store different types of variety of data or information in variables in a C program. So, identifier means a variable. It is also a name used in a programs to store some temporary values. And ID is nothing but it is a developer it is also one of the software used to create and run, compile and run programs. Identifier means a variable. Keyword is a reserved word which are explicitly reserved for programming and purpose. Linker is another software, application software, which is used to link the object code to executable code. Preprocessors. The C preprocessor is used to modify the source program before compilation according to the preprocessor directives. So, preprocessors are some, they are having some meaning, special meaning used in C source programs to include header files and others. What is a header file? Header files are nothing but they contain all the functions which are related to a single type. For example, stdio.h is a header file. It is used to collect all the input output functions. That is stdio.h means standard input output functions. Token, what is a token? A token is one or more symbols understood by the compiler that help it interpret your code. Generally, tokens are some reserved words or some symbols. Generally, they are used by the compiler to identify it quickly. So, white space, new line, tab, character, and comments. White space and new line. New line means all these are escape sequence characters. White spaces are generally used to insert some space or tabs in a program. New line means it simply inserts a new line character at the end of the line. Comments are used to write some remarks or comments to your program. Variable. So what is a variable? A variable is a name, the memory location. Every variable has a type which defines the possible values that the variable can take and the identifier which is the name by which the variable is referred. So variable is nothing but it is a memory location used to identify the memory location. It is a name. Every variable has a type, a data type like integer. Some variables are integers, some variables are character, some variables are long, float, like that. So bugs or errors. So what are the different types of errors occurred while running a program? So there are three types of errors will come while running a C programs: compiler error, linking error, and runtime error. Compiler error means it is also called as syntax error. Means these errors may occur while writing the programs with some spell mistake, something. Runtime errors are generated during running of a C program. So why we require C? Why we learn C or why we require C means there are a large number of programming languages in the world today. Even so, there are several reasons to learn C. What is C is quick means it is C is quick means C programs are run in a very quick and faster way. C is a core language means in computing C is a general purpose cross-platform block structured procedural imperative programming language. Means core language means it is a general purpose means regularly used cross platform means C programs can be run on many operating systems like Windows, Unix, Linux, like that, on any hardware and any software environment. Block structured procedural language. Generally C is a structured means it is some procedural language written in some block wise, so that it is called as a block structured programming language. C is a small language. C has only 32 keywords or reserved words. This makes it relatively easy to learn compared to bulkier languages. C is a portable. Portable means we can easily move C files and C executable files or C programs in many ways from one place to another place. There are mainly three steps. So how to develop programs or write programs in C language? There are mainly three steps. First one is writing C program. Second one is compiling the C program and executing it. So what are they? We will explain it. So how to write, compile and execute a C program? So first step is writing a C program. compiling the program and executing it. So to write a C program, we need a Turbo C editor or IDE. IDE means Integrated Development Environment. By using a C editor, we may type the C programs and save it. Generally, all C programs are case sensitive, means we may write C programs in lowercase letters only. After that, save the program and then compile the program. What is a compiler? Compiling or a compiler is a system software that simply transfers or transforms the given source program in high level language into object program. That is called as a compiler. After compiling, we may execute it if it is error free. Means execution means it simply by using linker. Linker is another application software or a software system software. It simply converts object code into corresponding executable file or exe file. Exe file can be used to run anywhere in the systems. So this is the steps, different types of different steps to how to write, execute, compile and run a C program. So it is called as a developing programming in C. So first, in the editor or IDE, we may write some source code or programs. Next, preprocessor code, and after that compiler is by using compiler we may convert it into source program to some object code. It is called as the object code is called as assembly code or assembly language. Assembler is another software. Assembler is another software which is used to convert the object code into executable code, and linker is another application software used to convert object code into executable code. So here the stored in secondary, the executable file or exe file is generally stored in our computer in secondary storage or hard disk. Then loader, it is also another file, application file used to execute or run the program. So this is the step-by-step manner how to compile, run and execute C programs. So compilation, there are different types of softwares. C programs are there, like Turbo C and Borderland C, like that. So this is the simple program. So what are the different parts of a C language or a C programs? Generally C programs have different parts or components. First one is header files. The header files usually incorporated data types. There are many types of header files are there. Header files are generally used or loaded with some hash include preprocessor file. So what is a header file? Header file is nothing but it is a collection of similar functions which are stored in one place. Example is hash include io stdio.h. stdio.h is a standard input output header file. So standard header files, there are many other type of header files are also there. Like ctype.h, like stdio.h, అలాగే మనకి time.h, string.h. Similarly, there are many other types, math.h. These header files are used for different purposes. So main is, what is the main? Main is a function. Every C program should starts with a main function, main and bracket. Main bracket is a user defined function. Main is the first function in the program which gets called when the program executes. The startup code C calls main function. We can't change the main name of the main function. Main is must. It is a compulsory in every C program. This is the structure of a C program. So what is the structure of a C program? C programs or C programming or C programs are having some specific structure. The first step is pre-processor directives. Second one is global declarations. Next is int main within brackets void bracket open, local variables or local definitions. Next is statements or programs. Next is return 0. Next bracket close. So so first one is pre-processor directives, means header files. What are pre-processor directives? Header files. After that global variable declaration. After that main. After that local variables or local definitions. Next statements or commands. Next return 0. Next one is bracket close. So this is the standard structure of a C program. So declaration and definition. So how to declare variables, and variable declarations means generally a variable is nothing but it is used to store different data items or data. Every variable used in program have a specific predefined data type. There are many data types are used or available to store different data items, like some variables are integers, some are characters, some are strings, some are floating types, some are real numbers, like that. So all variables have three important attributes: a data type, a name, and a value. So each and every variable which is used in a C program must be defined and declared by using some data types. So a data type that is established when the variable is defined. Example: integer data type, real data type, character data type. Once defined, the type of a C variable cannot be changed. Next is a name of the variable. So every variable have a name. Next is a value that can be changed by assigning a new value, and every variable have some may or may not be have some initial values in it. So data types. This is an essay type question, compulsory essay type question from first unit. It is a compulsory essay type question from first unit. So what are the different types of data types are available in C language? What are the different types of data types available which in C language? So what is a data type? A data type is generally used to store different data items or different types of data items in variables, and each data type is used to store different data item. Generally there are two different types of data types are available: primitive or primary or basic data type, derived data types, user defined data types, valueless. So all these are the different types of data types. First one is primitive or primary or basic data types. Next one is derived data type. Third one is user defined data types. Next one is valueless. So primitive or primary means char means character data type, int means integer data type, float means floating data type, double means double data type. So derived data types. What are derived data types? Derived data types are formed or created from the or by using the primary or primitive basic data types. These are like arrays, functions, and pointers. So arrays, functions, and pointers are called as primitive data types. Next is user defined data types. User defined data types means structures, unions, and enumeration data types. Next is valueless means are void. So basic data types are primitive data types are char means character data type, int means integer data type, float means float or real number data type, double means double data type, void means void is generally used to declare a variable or a function without giving any return value. Such type of variables are defined with void. So basic data types, size and range. So basic data types, size and ranges. So what are the basic or primitive or primary data types? Char అనేది క్యారెక్టర్ డేటా టైప్ అండి. ఇది 8 బిట్స్ ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. దాని రేంజ్ ఏమో -128 to 127. నెక్స్ట్ ఈజ్ ఇంట్ డేటా టైప్, అది 16 బిట్స్, మనకి -32,768 to 32,767 ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఈజ్ ఫ్లోటింగ్ డేటా టైప్. ఫ్లోట్ అంటే రియల్ నెంబర్స్, డెసిమల్ నెంబర్స్, అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక నెంబర్లో డెసిమల్ పాయింట్ ఉందంటే అది ఫ్లోటింగ్ నెంబర్ అనమాట. అది 32 బిట్స్ సైజ్ ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. దాని రేంజ్ ఏమో సంథింగ్ ఉంటుంది. అలాగే డబుల్ అనేది లాంగ్ ఫ్లోట్. డబుల్ మీన్స్ లాంగ్ ఫ్లోట్, అది మనకి 64 బిట్ డెసిమల్ నెంబర్ ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. 64 బిట్ నెంబర్ ఆక్యుపై చేస్తుంది. దాని వాల్యూ రేంజెస్ ఏమో ఇలా ఉంటుంది. వాయిడ్ మీన్స్ నో రిటర్న్ టైప్ or no data type. Void is no return type or no data type variables, valueless. So 32-bit computer. So these are the different data types used in. These are the different data types and their size and range. Char means character data type. Int means integral or integer data type. Integer means whole numbers. Float means real numbers or decimal numbers. Double means long float. Void means no return type. సో స్పెసిఫైర్ ఆర్ మోడిఫైయర్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. అంటే ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఎడిషనల్ మనకి క్యారెక్టర్ డేటా టైప్లో మనకి షార్ట్ ఇంట్, అలాగే లాంగ్ ఇంట్ అని ఉంటుంది. అలాగే షార్ట్ క్యార్, లాంగ్ క్యార్ ఉండదు. షార్ట్ ఇంటూ లాంగ్ ఇంట్ అని ఉంటుంది. వాటిని స్పెసిఫైర్స్ అంటాము. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద టేబుల్ డిఫరెంట్ data types in C language. డేటా టైప్స్ అనేది మనకి ఎస్ఏ టైప్ క్వశ్చన్. క్యార్, అన్సైన్డ్ క్యార్, signed char, int, unsigned int, signed int, short int, unsigned short int, signed short int, లాగా long int, float, double, long double, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి డిఫరెంట్ డేటా టైప్స్ అండ్ దేర్ సైజెస్, దేర్ రేంజెస్, డిఫాల్ట్ వాల్యూస్. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఈజ్ a statement. What is a statement or what is a program statement? Means a statement is a syntactic constructions that performs an action when a program is executed. All C program statements are terminated with a semicolon. And what is a statement? Means statement is nothing but a command. Statement అంటే C program statement లేదా అంటే it is a command, C program command. అంటే every statement or C commands ends with a semicolon. అంటే ప్రతి C స్టేట్మెంట్లోనూ లేదా సి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎండింగ్లో సెమీకోలన్ తోటి ఎండ్ అవుతుంది. సో జనరల్లీ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్. డిక్లరేషన్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్, ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్, కాంపౌండ్, లేబుల్డ్, కంట్రోల్, లైక్ దట్. సో ఆల్ దీస్ ఆర్ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ సి. So keywords. So next, another important regularly frequently used term is keyword. What is a keyword? Keyword or reserved word. అలాగే కీవర్డ్ లేదా రిజర్వ్ వర్డ్స్ అనేవి మనకి దే ఆర్ స్పెషల్ మీనింగ్ అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ సమ్ స్పెషల్ మీనింగ్ అండ్ దే ఆర్ దే కెనాట్ బి యూజ్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ రెగ్యులర్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్. సో ఎవ్రీ కీవర్డ్ హ్యావ్ ఎ స్పెసిఫిక్ మీనింగ్. అంటే ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఈ కీవర్డ్స్ అన్నీ కూడా మనకి వీటికి కొంత ప్రోగ్రాంలో మాత్రమే వాడాలి. ఆర్డినరీ వేరియబుల్ కింద మనం యూజ్ చేయడానికి లేదు. అట్లా కీవర్డ్ లేదా రిజర్వ్ వర్డ్ అంటాము. దే హ్యావ్ సమ్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ మీనింగ్ ఆర్ దే హ్యావ్ సమ్ రిజర్వ్ వర్డ్స్. దే ఆర్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ as కీవర్డ్, రిజర్వ్ వర్డ్ ఆర్ లైక్ దట్. ఇవన్నీ కూడా ప్రోగ్రాంలో వేరియబుల్ కింద వాడకూడదు. ఇవన్నీ కూడా వేరే మనకి స్టేట్మెంట్స్ లేదంటే కమాండ్స్ అనమాట. సి ప్రోగ్రామ్ కమాండ్స్ లేదా స్టేట్మెంట్స్. కాన్స్టెంట్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ కాన్స్టెంట్? ఏ కాన్స్టెంట్ ఈజ్ ఏ explicit data value and generally a constant is a fixed value. Means we cannot change the value of a constant during the program execution. The program running stage లో మనకి కాన్స్టెంట్స్ అనేవి చేంజ్ అవ్వవు. There are many types of constants like integer constant, character constants, decimal constant, floating point constants, like that. So different types of constants are available like decimal, hexadecimal constant, long integers, like that. So operators, next another important essay type question, another essay type compulsory essay type question in C language. Another important essay type question in C language is operators. Operators in C are types of operators or classification of operators. Operators in C are types of operators and classification of operators. So C language లో మనకి టోకెన్స్ అని ఉంటాయి. వాట్ ఈస్ ఏ C language token? Token means some variable or constant or some operator. Variable అంటే variable మే generally variables are used to vary its value or changes its value during program execution. For example sum లేదా ఏజ్ అలా అనమాట, మార్క్స్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా. అలాగే కాన్స్టెంట్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ ఫిక్స్డ్ వాల్యూ, sum to 10, like that. Operator means symbol. Operator is nothing but it is a symbol used in C program for a specific uses or specific purposes only. So generally operators are different types. Generally operators are different types like arithmetical operators, equality operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operator, assignment operator, like that. So there are many types of operators are there in a C language. Arithmetic operators, equality or assignment operators, relational operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, assignment operators. So what are arithmetic operators? So this will continue in the next class.